Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. So we're talking wellness today, and many of us struggle with mental health issues from a diagnosed standpoint, and others of us just hoping to keep it together through the day. Now, our mental health expert is Dr. Samantha Scott, Dr. Sam, as we affectionately call her, and she's here to join us this morning to talk a little bit about that. I mean, there are people, as I've said, who are diagnosed, and there are serious mental, conditions that they deal with. And then there are just some of us who I'm just trying to get through the day without losing my mind.
That would be most of us,
okay.
I think.
But
Sure.
it's very real, and especially at top of the year, people are setting goals to maintain their wellness. Talk to us a little bit about emotional and mental stability and wellness.
Sure. Well, it's not a whole lot different than what you were just talking about in the last segment in terms of expectations. And for a lot of people, we have these New Year's resolutions, and this year is going to be so much different than last year, and I'm going to work out every day, and I'm going to eat healthy, and then I'm going to cook for my family, and I'm going to be on time, and I'm not going to yell at my friends, and it's just too many things at once if your goals are these huge, lofty goals that aren't broken down into tangible steps. And I think we get very lost in, all of these great ideas that we want to do.
But I'm trying to get it together, Dr. Sam.
Right. And so I think goals and New Year's resolutions are good, but I think it's more important to think in the here and now.
Okay.
What can I do today? And so when people come to see me, I'll say, okay, let's get all those goals down on paper. These look great, but what the heck does it mean? I'm going to eat healthy every day. What is healthy? And for a lot of people, just little changes are good. You can go onto any website and it says, well, eat wheat toast instead of white toast today, or take the stairs. I mean, there are tons of little things that you can do. And I think the ultimate goal is to set yourself up for success.
Okay, so practically speaking, I mean, we have husbands, we have children, we have schedules, we have work, we have all of these things, and a lot of times the most that we can think to say is, I just want to get my things done, get my checklist done.
Right.
What practically, though, should I be saying, or how do I...
Well, I think you bring up a good point. We have all of these avenues that we're in charge of, and a lot of people will get all these down on paper and think about all their responsibilities, and very rarely do people make a section for themselves. And we tend to forget about balance. And you can only do all of those other 10 things if you are emotionally and mentally well. I mean, you can't be a great partner or a patient parent if you didn't get any sleep last night because you were trying to cook those cupcakes for your daughter's class tomorrow. And I mean, if you try to juggle too many things and you don't make the goal of taking care of yourself a part of what you're doing, then you're going to be stressed out and overwhelmed, like you said.
But what do you say to the person who thinks that feels selfish? I have, my husband depends on me, my daughter depends on me, my friends, my family.
I would say go ahead and ask your husband and your daughter and your friends and your family if they enjoy you when you are stressed out and overwhelmed and not taking care of yourself. And probably on their list is ways to take better care of you. Why shouldn't it be on your list too?
Okay, so you have to start with taking care of yourself. You're only as good to the others if you are in an emotional place and a good place.
Right.
What about in terms of, clearly there's something going on, a lot of people suffer from bipolar disorder, anxiety, and maybe have not been diagnosed. Are there telltale signs or things we should be doing to maybe address some of that this year?
Sure. Well, pretty much any diagnosis under the sun usually has a caveat of, is it impairing your functioning in some way? Okay. And if you notice some kind of change in yourself or maybe a loved one, maybe you are a little bit more irritable and now you're saying things you don't mean to your friends and loved ones, or maybe you're missing deadlines now. You start noticing tangible differences in your functioning at home, at work, and relationships. That's a pretty good sign that maybe something is going on a little bit more than you're capable of handling. It's certainly totally fine to look online at symptoms and things like that, but I caution people. I think people tend to go on there and go, oh my gosh, I have all of these disorders. And 9 times out of 10, people have a little bit of
Right.
a lot of different things because we're only human.
Okay.
And it all falls on a continuum. And so it's being aware of, you know, am I still functioning okay? Am I getting through the day, or is every day a constant struggle? And somewhere on that continuum, we start to lose sight of ourselves, and we start messing up in different areas. And that's usually a good time that it might have gotten out of your control.
And if it has gotten out of control as we head to break, what should someone who's maybe at home and really hoping to make a change for this year to be that year of change for them, what should they do first?
Right. Well, I mean, just on your own, you know, I've told you I'm a very visual person. I make lots of lists, but it's always important to think about what your goals are, why they're important, and why you haven't been successful in the past. It's important to kind of know what has been a hindrance, so to speak, as to why these things haven't been easy for you before. And certainly, if you can't figure it out, I would call for help. You know, sometimes friends and family are good enough, but sometimes people need additional help from someone in the community.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Sam.
Sure.
We always enjoy having you with
Thanks.
us. And like I said, we're talking wellness, and we have more wellness to talk about after the break. We really want this to be your breakout year, so stay with us. We'll be right back.